Hey everyone, and welcome back to FSI DFS. I am McKinley412, and today we're going to be breaking down the Draftkings 6-game early slate. However, we do have some weather concerns to go along with it. So we'll just dive right into this here. With Jacob deGrom, the top pitcher on the slate. However, the Mets game is the game that has the weather issues. I don't expect this game to be played. I expect a postponement to be coming here. It's 80% chance of rain all morning. At first pitch, it's 90% rain, and then it goes up to 100% chance of rain later on in the afternoon. So even if these guys delay the game for 3-4 hours, they're still going to have to wait a very long time for this rain to subside. So I think we can kind of scratch this Mets Phillies game right off the slate, which is a disappointment, just because Jacob deGrom he's just incredible, and Zach Eflin, pitching for the Phillies side, also has some K upside. So it would have added some intrigue into the slate, especially in the pitcher category, which now is looking a lot thinner, But so taking them off the slate, looking at the top pitcher now, Lance Lynn. He's clearly the best pitcher on the slate, in my opinion. He's probably going to be my top option in the cash games. He's had a really long leash so far this season. He went 99 pitches in his first start against the Angels. Then he went and threw 111 pitches in a complete game shutout against the Royals. He hasn't allowed a single earned run. Now he's going up against the Cleveland team, which they've been doing well. They're kind of middle of the pack right now in all the offensive categories. But I mean, Lance Lynn, compared to everybody else on this slate, it should be your top pitching option. Looking right below him, Savali for Cleveland, same game, just opposite side. I'm not really on him right now. He has had a great start to the season. Went to the 7th, 8th inning in both the starts, both against Detroit. So kind of a bottom tier offense in terms of runs scored so far this season. He had a terrible spring, Savali. So, I mean, the talent is there. It's definitely there. However, I prefer Lynn over Savali in this matchup here. Paddock for San Diego, no thanks. He's only gone 4 innings. He had an ERA north of 10 in spring. He was horrendous. He's not the pitcher that he was in 2019 when he came in. His ERA crept up last year. It's crept up way higher in spring. And then his first 2 starts, he goes against Texas and Arizona, 2 mediocre offenses, and couldn't get past the 4th inning in each of them. So Chris Paddock at 8-7, no thanks. Now it's where it kind of starts getting interesting. Ian Anderson for Atlanta going against Miami. Miami, arguably one of the hotter bats in the league right now. They put up 14 runs on Atlanta earlier in the series, but that was against the lefty and Max Fried. So Ian Anderson, right-handed pitcher, a lot of K upside. They went against Morton here earlier, and Morton put up some Ks. He did get hit a little bit, but he definitely had the K upside. So Miami can strike out. They seem to be doing much better against lefties than they are against righties this season. So I think Ian Anderson is definitely in play here. Pineda going against Boston. You can't target against Boston bats right now. They started off the season 0-3, but since then they've scored runs of 11, 6, 9, 7, 6, 14, 4, 3, and 7. And that 4 run game was played in 30-degree temps and snow. So we can give them a little bit of a break there. But over the past week and a half here on this massive winning streak they're on, they're averaging close to 8 runs a game. Clearly the hottest offense. So Pineda, I'll be passing there. Keller for Pittsburgh, no, we'll get into him later when I talk about the bats. Rogers for Miami, I think he's very interesting. He's high K upside pitcher. He had 10 Ks in his last start against the Mets in spring. He was on pace for, it was like 13 K per nine. And he had strong K potential last season as well in 2020. So at 6'6", going against an Atlanta team that strikes out a lot, they have a 32% strikeout rate against left-handed pitchers. So their bats have been doing a lot better. Acuna is absolutely on fire. The Atlanta bats have been a little unfortunate with the luck this season, but I think Rogers on this slate is a phenomenal GPP play. And looking the other guys, Harvey, Richards, Gonzalez, no thanks. So I think you're looking at Lance Lynn at the top. Obviously, you can make a case for Anderson. I honestly see you can make a case for Savali as well for Cleveland in your cash games if you want. But Trevor Rogers, he's my favorite GPP player, just with that K upside and everything to go along with that. All right, so let's look to the bats real quick. My favorite cash stack here and bats to target is going to be San Diego. San Diego is playing against Keller for Pittsburgh. Keller has 18 starts in his career, and he's been pulled in the 5th inning or sooner in 16 of those 18 starts. So he doesn't get long into games at all. He's not a great pitcher to start with. So you're going to be seeing a lot of that Pittsburgh bullpen. And that Pittsburgh bullpen is a bottom tier bullpen. They've been really struggling to start the season. Their ERA is over 5. It's just creeping up. So really, I'm going to be targeting a lot of those San Diego bats, especially the lefties. So we're talking guys like Hosmer, Cronenworth, Grisham, even Profar farther down the lineup, switch hitter. He's struggled, but San Diego is definitely my top option here for the bats, just because of who they're going to be facing and the pitching matchup and the bullpen matchup as well. The Boston bats, like I said, they are very hot. However, they're going up against Pineda here. Pineda has had a really strong start to the season. I don't think they're going to get shut down by Pineda. I don't think they're going to put up 9 runs like they have been, it seems, every single game in the past week and a half. I think they're going to fall somewhere in the middle. And they're probably going to be popular. So give me those San Diego bats over Boston, honestly, on this slate. As far as GPP goes, I think the White Sox are going to be a very low-owned, kind of sneaky stack here. Savali, like I said, he really struggled in spring. He had an ERA north of 5 in 19 innings pitched. He allowed 4 home runs. And he's a right-handed pitcher, but he's a reverse splits pitcher. So righty pitcher, but righty bats are hitting him better than lefties are. And that Chicago White Sox lineup is absolutely loaded with right-handed bats. So Tim Anderson is projected to be back in the lineup for this game here. So you're looking at Anderson, Moncada, Abreu, Mercedes, Grandal, Vaughn. Like, it's just righty, all the way down the list, other than Eaton. So I think they have that going for them, but I also think they're going to be crazy low owned because I think Lance Lynn is going to be the chalkier pitcher in cash games in that matchup. So I could see that in GPP, a lot of people flip to the other side of that match and go with Savali for Cleveland. So I think Savali is going to see an uptick in ownership in GPPs, which will obviously drop the ownership of those Chicago White Sox bats as well. They have power. They have the home run power. They're a top 10 offense. Savali, like I said, he's had a good start to the year, but both were against Detroit, bottom tier offense. So he's got a lot tougher matchup. He's allowing home runs in spring, going against a high home run team here in Chicago, who should be very low owned in GPPs here. So that kind of wraps up the early slate. There is a later slate going on in the evening as well. We will have another video breakdown on that. So go ahead, hop on over to the other video. As always, make sure you subscribe to our channel here. Give us a thumbs up, comment what would you like to see more of. how could we change these videos to make them more suitable to what you guys want to see here, right? So just to kind of recap things, Lance Lynn, top option here. Mets Philly game with DeGrom and Eflin. I think that's going to get postponed, so you can kind of scratch that off your card here. Trevor Rogers, I think, is a phenomenal GPP play with his K upside, going against a very K heavy Atlanta team against left-handed pitchers. And then I like the San Diego bats as a good stack in cash. Boston bats obviously there with how they're doing, and GPP bat stack Chicago White Sox all the way. All right, so good luck in your contest here today, and I hope to see you guys down in the comments section letting us know how we did. All right, good luck, guys. See ya.